Hello everyone, welcome to Rapture. Today I'm going to be bringing you an unboxing and a bit of my first impressions or review, whatever, on the Deadly Spins Pride. Now I know this yo-yo is pretty old, but I just got it, so it's new to me. And I have a handful of older yo-yos. I have things like Lynx and an OG project, and I know people, at least myself, I still do a lot of research on old yo-yos because I like a lot of the older yo-yos. I'm still interested in buying quite a few things that are pretty old. So if you guys care to hear my thoughts on those as well, I'll be happy to make those videos. Because sometimes I'll look for reviews on older things like this, like the Pride, and I really can't find anything. So hopefully if I upload this now and someone a few months from now is like, oh, I'm interested in the Pride, they can see this and hear someone else's thoughts on it. So hope you guys don't mind, but I did pull my microphone a little bit into the frame. Used to sit further back on my desk, but I know a lot of people say that my videos are quiet, and I try to improve that when I edit the videos, but I figure pulling my microphone closer to me, hopefully speaking more directly into the microphone, you guys will get some better audio quality on your end. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, my first impression when I took this out of its original box, you can see here the Pride logo and the Deadly Spins logo, and pink, purple wash, green splash, 6061. They do make a 7075 version of this. I think they had one available on Yo-Yo Expert. I did get this off Yo-Yo Expert, but I prefer lighter yo-yos, so I just went with this guy, the 6061 version. I have opened this up already. I have played it, so I do have my thoughts and my review ready for you guys, but I wanted to give you the experience of unboxing this. So open up this box, and it comes in a little pouch here. I used to have a Wrath. I traded away. Very much regret that. Hopefully I'll be getting a new one soon. But my first impression of this box, really quick, I like it. It seems a little, I don't want to say elementary, but that's how I thought when it's what I felt when I first saw it. So sorry to say, but that was just my first impression. But only because, when the Wrath came out, that was their debut yo-yo, and they really went above and beyond. Came in like a tube, a plastic twist top tube with this nice sticker on it, and then the pouch inside the tube. So just a change to a cardboard box, which no problem with that. It's pretty standard. So no issues with the cardboard box, but it was a little underwhelming when their first throw came in a tube. So just wanted to throw that out there. Again, I don't mind at all, but that was my first impression. So here is the beautiful Pride. I didn't have a choice in my colorway. This was the only one available, but I like it, actually. I didn't really like it too much in the picture, but after seeing it in person, it has definitely grown on me. So nothing else in the pouch there. But in the box, we have some Yo-Yo String Lab ammo string and some Yo-Yo String Lab Type X. I did have some Type X and some ammo already, so I have tried both of those on this yo-yo. I just wanted to save those for the sake of the unboxing. Whoops. So I will let you guys know what I think about those string matchups. We got a spare axle and pads as well, and a little note here that says, thank you for purchasing a Deadly Spins Pride. We appreciate your business. If you have any questions, you can contact us at deadlyspins@gmail.com or on their Facebook account. The usual warnings: don't play near animals, things that break. And at the bottom it says, for best play in life of your bearing, please clean before use. All yo-yos have been tested for problems. If you feel we missed some, please let us know. So that's nice. Just have a little note in there. I did go ahead and take their recommendation, pop the bearing out, cleaned it in some acetone, put a full drop of V4M in there with the shield still on. And before we go any further, before we get into my thoughts, just give you guys the specs on this real quick. The diameter is 53.9, the width is 41.7, the gap width is going to be 4.5, the weight is 64.6, Comes with a CBC center track bearing, which is one of my favorite bearings. You know, a lot of people say it's loud, and yes it is, but I still like it. And it comes with 19 millimeter silicone pads, CBC pads, and K pads, also compatible with this 19 millimeter, and those are going to be the slim pads, by the way. So right away, even from the shape and then throwing it, obviously reminds me very much of my OG Avalanche. You can probably see some similarities here, especially in the profile. But yes, I'm a fan of smaller yo-yos, sort of the 50 to 53 millimeter range. So that would be undersized, mid-sized, I guess. But I love my OG Avalanche a lot. I can't speak too much on the newer version of the Avalanche, but I love this thing. I go through phases where this is the only thing I throw for quite a while, and I always end up coming back to it. But I do love smaller yo-yos, and I think this guy, if I remember correctly, it's about 55 millimeters and maybe 41 millimeter width. No, that's not right. This guy's 41.7, so this is about 43. It's a little wider, and the diameter is a little larger also. So yeah, they play very similarly. I love this thing. So of course, if you're going to give me this thing in a smaller, lighter package, I'm going to very much love this thing. So yes, if you're a fan of the Avalanche, I think you'll absolutely be a fan of the Pride. If you've never played an Avalanche, just to give you an idea, this thing is very stable. I'm talking about the Pride now, both of them kind of, but Pride in particular, it's very stable. It moves fairly quick, seems to want to move fairly quick. I wouldn't call it a sort of relaxed yo-yo. It doesn't really want to flow around. It wants to go. And I will say it's a bit, it is fairly light. It feels light on the string. So it's a bit less solid than the OG Avalanche if you've ever played one. And if I remember correctly, it's been years since I played a Wrath, but it's definitely a bit less solid than the Wrath from what I recall. As far as spin times go, I would say they're more than adequate, of course. Most modern yo-yos are. But when you really want to push it, and what I like to do is when I get a new yo-yo, just throw as many tricks as I know how to do into one combo until the yo-yo just dies on me. Just to sort of see how far I can push it before I need to reel it back in. And I would say that the spin times are more than adequate, but when pushing it really hard and trying to get as many tricks out of it as you can, it doesn't quite spin as long as some other throws that I have. The Avalanche seems to have a bit more power. To give you more newer examples, I guess, the Scout, things like the Scout, things like the Space Cadet, the Horizon. Sorry, those might even be outdated examples. I'm sort of just getting back into buying yo-yos, but yeah, yo-yos like that seem to have a bit more power than this guy here. But given that it's a little smaller, it's a little lighter, I guess that's to be expected. What else can I say here? Let's speak on the finish. The finish is interesting. Again, it's been years since I played a Wrath, but if I remember correctly, the Wrath had a very smooth finish. It was very nice in the hand. This one is, you can't call it smooth. You can see it. I'm definitely not going to be able to get this on my camera, so I'm not even going to try, but if you look very closely, you can see the machine marks in this thing. It's very uniform, very tiny grooves, and if you go this way, it feels smooth, but if you go this way, especially with your fingernail, you can feel the machining grooves. Now, I'm assuming this is intentional. No one's gonna let this slide by accident. This has to be intentional, and that's not to say it's bad. It actually looks really cool the way the light shines off of it, and it feels cool in the hand actually. However, it does not lend itself to grinding much at all. Like, it just doesn't, it seems to stick a lot when you try to go for finger grinds. Thumb grinds seem alright just because that's on your fingernail for the most part. Palm grinds, not very good either. Luckily I don't do many grinds, that doesn't really bother me. But if you're into grinds, this finish is not the best for them. So I will say that. Another thing is, since it does seem to grip when you sort of go for your grinds, when you hit your hands, so maybe if you're learning new tricks or something, if you tend to hit your hands a lot, it does not seem very forgiving. As far as like crooked throws or taking the yo-yo off plane, it will, like, it does stand up to that very well. It is very resilient to sort of sloppy throwing, but as soon as you sort of hit something with it, then yeah, you do cut off a lot of spin time, as opposed to something with a smoother finish. Another thing that I wanted to mention is it does have tight binds. It does have snappy binds when it binds. However, I must say it doesn't quite grab as well as I'd like it to on more risky binds, like sort of aerial binds and sky binds and things like that, whip binds. And that might be due to the gap width. Again, just check my little note over here. The gap width was 4.5 millimeters. I think it was around 4.1 on the OG Avalanche, and that's to be expected. Older yo-yos have thinner gaps, but this gap might be a bit too big for this yo-yo. It doesn't quite grab when you're doing risky binds, but that's only because I did most of my play with a normal 1-drop string and a normal kitty string. Now with something like I think this yo-yo definitely benefits from something like ammo string. Ammo string is a little bit thicker, and I feel like it's a great match for this yo-yo because it has a slightly bigger gap. The ammo string, the thicker string, really helps hit those riskier binds, and that's what ammo string is designed for, and it really helps on this Pride. The Type X was okay for this yo-yo. It was all right. It did seem to snap a little better than the kitty string or the 1-drop string, and I think that's just because Type X is really soft, but I feel like it's got a bit more tooth to it, like it has a bit more grip to it. So yeah, both of these strings, good choices on the part of Deadly Spins to put those in here, because these strings, especially the ammo, match up really well. They pair really well with this yo-yo. So yeah, I think that's just about all I had to say for this guy. At the end of the day, it's a great yo-yo. I've really been enjoying it. It's the only thing I've been throwing since I got it. I want to say about a week ago. It's a very great throw. If you're a fan of the Avalanche, I definitely recommend this. Perhaps not the greatest competition style throw, just because when you push it, it does seem to lose spin fairly quicker than some of my other throws. But it is a lot of fun, and it's just sort of a peppy little mid-sized yo-yo, and fun is, for me, way more important than something that's going to spin forever. A lot of the competition oriented throws, they get boring after a while. A lot of them start to feel the same, but this thing, it is very middle of the road. It's not I don't want to say it's not extreme in any way. It's very middle of the road. It's fairly fast, not too fast. It's fairly light, not too light, So very middle of the road, but very fun nonetheless. So if you're on the edge of getting one of these things, maybe you can get it at a slight discount like I did, definitely pick one up. If you're a fan of the Avalanche, definitely pick one up. It's a great throw to have, and very happy that I added it to my collection. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more. Thank you.